It was a quiet evening. The wind outside Dr. Ademola's home brushed against the curtain, like a whisper from another world. Inside, Ademola stood by the window, arms folded, gazing at the stars, lost in thought. The stars reminded him of a past he couldn't escape, a past filled with pain, betrayal, and a love stolen before its time. Many years ago, he had loved a girl. Her name was Amara. She was young, beautiful, full of dreams, just like Dr. Amara. But her brothers, fierce, proud, forbade the love. They said it wasn't of their tribe, that his love was an insult to their family bloodline, and so her brothers plotted against him. One evening, they waited for him, dragged him into the bush path behind the river, and left him there lifeless. But love is a powerful force. Some says true love never dies. Ademola's spirit wandered between worlds for years, until he found her, not the same body, but the same soul, the same name, the same gentle fire in her eyes. And without knowing why, he found himself drawn to her again. She rescued him after a hit-and-run accident. She gave him shelter, clothed him, fed him, and once again he fell in love. But how could he tell her that he was not a man but a spirit, that he once lived, died, and has returned, not to hurt, but to love again? So he chose silence. Ademola stayed by her side, smiled when she laughed, listened when she speaks, enjoyed her conversation when she talks about her job. They were always together. Ademola loved her gently, with the kind of love only the dead could understand. Dr. Amara often wondered why he would go quiet sometimes, staring into the distance like he was remembering something far away. She could feel he was hiding something, but she didn't push. She was afraid too, afraid to hear something that would break what they were building. Then one golden evening, he proposed to her. "I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me, Ama?" "Yes, Ademola," Amara replied, "I'll marry you." She accepted, and their love blossomed, but even in their joy, a shadow lingered. Each morning, Amara woke with a smile, but also a question in her heart. "Ade, when are we visiting your parents? We have been married for 5 years but still have not known them. I want to thank them properly for raising such a man like you." But instead, Ademola would chip in another matter, avoiding her questions. "My love, once we start raising children, I would want us to relocate to Abuja." "No," Amara would say, "that's not the answer to my question." "They are out of the country for my father's health condition," Ademola replied. But something told her he was lying, and her heart knew something was wrong. One quiet evening, as Amara returned from the office, she found him seated on the couch, his head buried in his hands, his shoulder trembling. He was sobbing gently. "Ademola, what happened?" "My father, he's dead. I got the message today." Amara's hands flew to her mouth as he said the word. Her heart broke for him, but questions began to whisper in her mind. "When do we travel for the burial? Where is the family house?" "Burial? They don't allow strangers in my place. It's cultural, very private," Ademola replied. "Strangers? I am your wife, Ademola, the mother of your children." She said nothing more, but the unease in her heart grew. A week later, Ademola came to her with a smile. "My dear, we'll be visiting the village next weekend." Amara was overjoyed. She threw her hands round him, smiling as they looked at each other, lost in love, in their beautiful living room. Amara heart swelled as they traveled for the burial. They laughed. They sang together in her silver SUV car. Her two children seated in the back seat, watching cartoon in Amara's laptop as they traveled to the village. But just before the village entrance, Ademola slowed the car. "I have to see an old friend briefly," he said. "The compound is just ahead. Follow the pathway. You'll find my family house. I will join you soon." Then he smiled, kissed her forehead, and turned away. Amara drove into the compound, excited, her heart full of joy. But no one came out, no welcome, no smiles, just silence, and chickens scratching the dust. "Good afternoon. Is anyone home?" A middle-aged woman appeared from behind, holding a bowl of peeled yam. "Good afternoon, ma." "Welcome, my daughter. You dey look for person? Who you be?" "I am Amara, Ademola's wife. These are our children," she said with a smile on her face. The bowl of yam fell from her hand, shattered, yam scattered. "What? Wetin you talk just now? Who sent you here? Where you come from? You come laugh me?" An elderly man stepped out, drawn by the noise. "Who is that, Mama Bosse?" the elderly man asked as he walked closer to Mama Bosse and Amara. "This young lady say she be Ademola wife, and dis na their children from the city." "What?" the elderly man exclaimed. "My daughter, what is your husband's name?" the elderly man asked. "Ademola Babatunde," Amara replied. The old man's stick dropped to the ground. He staggered. "Ademola died 25 years ago." The words sounded like thunder in Amara's ears. "No, he's not dead. He's alive. He lives with me. We have children together. These are his children. We came together. He dropped off to see an old friend of his at the entrance of the village. Ademola died 25 years ago, my daughter. We buried him with our own hands." Tears blurred her vision. Then she pulled out their wedding photo. "See, this is our wedding photo." They looked. "Oluwa!" the elderly man and Mama Ademola exclaimed. "That is Ademola. That is our son." Just then Amara burst into tears, falling flat on the ground, refusing to be consoled by Ademola's family member. Then the elderly man said to her, "My daughter, come, let me show you." They led her through bush paths to an old tree where he was buried. "Here lies Ademola Babatunde, born 1986, died 2019. Killed for loving a girl named Amara." Amara collapsed, sobbing into the soil. "No, you heard me. You kissed me. You fathered our children." Then silence. The wind still. "Amara!" He appeared standing at the head of the grave, not a ghost, but a glowing form, full of sorrow and love. "I love you, but I was never meant to stay. Please take care of yourself and our children. I will always be with you." She reached out, but he was fading. "I couldn't risk losing your love again. I will keep loving you until we meet to part no more." Amara's lips trembled. "Why, Ademola? Why didn't you tell me who you really were?" He looked down, tears streaming silently. "Because I couldn't risk losing your love a second time." He slowly lifted his hand and waved, his eyes never leaving hers. And with that, he vanished like mist into the evening breeze. Amara fell forward, calling out his name as her hands clutched the soil of his grave. Behind her, Ademola's mother, his youngest sister, the old man, and the entire village who had gathered stood frozen in silence. They watched Amara spoke, but to who? They saw no one, heard no voice, but Amara saw him and felt him. Some villagers whispered, crossing themselves in awe and fear. Others cried, realizing the depth of what had just happened. A love that crossed life and death. Now tell me, will you stay in love if your partner comes back from the dead? Can love conquer even the grave? Subscribe to African Folktale by Chopee. Turn on notifications. The next story might even be more unbelievable than this. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, stay connected and stay watching. Bye.